everybody, and welcome back to another video. Yeah, this Vaporeon's just capturing the moment, because today's gonna be about Vaporeon and memes. Yeah, Vaporeon is a beautiful Pokemon. I love her. No trouble about that, people. Pokemon. Which one is your favorite evolution? Yeah, just Dark State. These are some very beautiful drawings from people on. Yeah, they're beautiful. They be beautiful. Some which I really like. And, of course, the ones that are products. B! Hey, you be eaten by a Vaporeon! Or be licked by one. I don't know. Which is it? Weirdness. Wait, is this a bad print right here? Like, Vaporeon is not electric. This is dumb. Do me this.
Specifically induce a normal type Pokemon from Eevee's genetic structure. Any environment you can think of that Eevee would have to adapt to would likely just result in a different evolution type.
A poison type evolution could result from a place with a lot of pollution. Or maybe a rock type evolution would be the result of training it in the mountains. A ground type would happen in a cave. A bug type would be the result if you live near a swamp and were constantly surrounded by insects, etc. All of Eevee's evolutions have to be caused by some direct influence, be it the environment, or in the case of stone-based evolutions, something manually applied to Eevee, and they all result in a very specific new form based on what caused it to change its genes. In fact, the very nature of Eevee's genetic structure makes it unlikely that a normal type evolution will ever happen. It's always been specified as unstable, meaning it's not consistent and it's bound to change at a moment's notice when introduced to any one of this cornucopia of possible influences. It has so many different, wildly varied forms because of its unstable genes, and I believe that same easily reconstructed genetic template makes it impossible for Eevee to have any kind of natural evolution into just a bigger, tougher version of itself, like many other Pokemon.
And if we look at how new evolutions have been introduced over the years, if you pay attention, you'll notice that they only introduce new evolutions every other generation, and only one or two at a time. In Gen 2, we got 2, in Gen 4, we got 2, and in Gen 6, we only got 1. If this pattern continues and we only get 1 or 2 evolutions every other game generation, we will be waiting anywhere from Generation 16 to Generation 26 of the Pokemon games to have an evolution for every existing type. And that's just assuming that there are no new types introduced during that time, because if they were, those new types would likely get priority for new evolutions over normal types, like with Umbreon in Generation 2 to showcase Dark types, or Sylveon in Gen 6 to showcase Fairies. Plus, by that point, I'm sure every evolution would have its own unique, wacky evolution method, and with DNA that unstable, I honestly don't know how Eevee doesn't just collapse into a pile of genetic goo like some kind of failed Pokemon clone. So those are the reasons why I think there won't be a normal type evolution, but what do you think? Do you agree with my points, or do you still hope that every type, including normal, will one day get its own evolution? Let me know in the comments below.
Also, if you guys are interested in some new possible ways Eevee could evolve in the future generations, you guys can click this annotation here to head over to my channel, where Daniel and I discuss different evolution methods for a few of Eevee's new possible typings.
Give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe for more Pokemon theories just like this one in the future. See you next time, Pokemon trainers. Super Nerd Daniel, out!
1, 2, 3, go! In, out.
Let's go inside. Chickens are already put up. It's very cold outside, so they're already put up.
In, out, in, out, in.
Sorry about that part, guys.
What is going on, Rebels and Reblettes? And welcome to some new ways Eevee could potentially evolve in the future generations. Ever since the beginning, Eevee has had a new way of evolving. Every time a new form of evolutions have been introduced, there is a new method for evolving them. They evolve with evolution stones, friendship, environmental rocks, or the use of Pokemon
Yeah.
and me. As some of you guys know, I did a top 5 most wanted evolutions video where I discussed some really cool designs and also mentioned a couple of ways these typings could evolve, but I realized that most of them were a little too bland for my taste. So today, I will be discussing some new ways that Eevee could evolve in the future generations with fellow PokeTuber Super Nerd Daniel.
What's up, Pokemon trainers? My name is Super Nerd Daniel, and I've been doing some theories and countdowns of my own over on my YouTube channel. So if you like Mystic Umbreon's videos, hopefully you'll like mine as well. Anyway, I have a bit of a weird love-hate relationship with evolutions. I think Eevee's family is one of the most unique and creative evolutionary chains in the Pokemon world, but at the same time, I once had to dye my hair pink in 2013 because I made a bet once in 2013 about what Sylveon's type was going to be, and I was horribly wrong, so make of that what you will. But anyway, I'm hyped to be here. Hopefully you're hyped for this video. Let's talk evolution. Many areas of the Pokemon world have overworld weather effects, like Mamoswine Road in Kalos with its permanent snow, or Route 119 and part of Route 120 in Hoenn with its constant rainfall. I feel like more could be done with these consistent weather effects than just affecting your wild Pokemon battles. These too could be an evolution method. For a ground-type evolution, simply take your Eevee to the nearest desert, where there's likely to be a raging sandstorm in the overworld, level it up in a battle, and voila! You got yourself a ground-type evolution. It's similar to how Sliggoo can only evolve into Goodra if it's raining in the overworld, once it reaches level 50, of course. A sandstorm evolution would actually make a lot of sense because the whole idea of Eevee is that it evolves based on some direct influence, and a lot of times it involves adapting to its environment. No cute little normal type is going to survive for too long in the harsh winds and grating sand or the desert, so if Eevee is going to be out here for any extended period of time, it's going to need to grow a thicker skin. Kind of like being on the internet. Anyway, for Eevee to evolve into a bug type, perhaps you could evolve by having your Eevee level up in a forest area while holding the silver powder, the hold item from Gen 2 that boosts the power of bug type moves. It's kind of similar to how you have to evolve Sneasel into Weavile by having it hold a Razor Claw and leveling it up at night. Now there might be some potential overlap with the method to get Leafeon since you have to use a mossy rock, and oftentimes those are also found in forest areas, so I figure if your Eevee is holding a silver powder, that would take precedence over the mossy rock, which may be in the same area, but it's not right where your Eevee is, you know what I mean? The silver powder is obviously a lot closer to Eevee, being a held item, so that takes priority as the influence on Eevee's DNA that makes it evolve.
The evolution for a poison-type evolution would be a completely new form of evolution that has never been introduced to the Pokemon games before. The evolution method of status conditions. For the poison-type Eevee, the status condition would obviously have to be poison. Eevee would have to be poisoned via battle and level up that way. Having trouble poisoning your Eevee? No problem. Just give Eevee a Toxic Orb and teach it Protect. It's literally that simple. The Dragon-type evolution. A fan favorite for a lot of Pokemon fans. This particular evolution has thought to have been Sylveon's counter-evolution since Sylveon was introduced in early 2013, but unfortunately, it was not. But if this dragon-based evolution were to be introduced, the method for evolution would be similar to the way Sylveon evolves, through Pokemon and Me. The process of getting two hearts would be the same, but instead of Eevee knowing a Fairy-type move, it could have a Dragon-type attack. If it had a Dragon-type attack of any sort. An alternative method of evolution, though, could still involve giving two hearts in Pokemon and Me, but rather than it having a Dragon attack, it could hold the Dragon's scale while getting Eevee two hearts in Pokemon and Me. This idea of a Dragon-type evolution was suggested by J.B. Dragon Lance. This evolution technique still follows Sylveon's evolution formula by evolving it through Pokemon and Me, but it adds that touch of variety by adding an item evolution along with it. So as most of you guys know, I did a top 5 most wanted evolutions a while back and discussed some ways Eevee could evolve. Most of them were bland. However, there is one method I am bringing back, and that would be how the Ghost-type Eevee evolves while holding the Reaper Claw. This idea is great and all, but I have a better solution. Eevee levels up while holding the Reaper Claw, while another Pokemon in the player's party is fainted. As for Nuzlockers, just enable a clause for it. Catch a random Pokemon, make it faint. Boom. It's perfect for a Ghost-type Pokemon evolution because the fainted Pokemon acts like a sacrifice. Well, that pretty much wraps up these ideas of how Eevee could possibly evolve in the future generations.
Yeah.
Eevee has very many unique evolution methods.
That is where I'm ending it, people. Hope you guys have a wonderful time, and bye.